longer than we would have liked, but we did get into the game. I don't typically love Mahiri, but it is, in a setting like this, typically pretty nice. Trophy Hunter is a bit too high roll necessary. Muerte is medium at best. Probably not as good as Mahiri, so we'll just take the King Lion in this spot. Not an ideal run out here, but some pretty strong opponents, it looks like. I think we'll just take the baby dragon for now. All right. Oh, this is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and grab this, Mim. Interesting. So I don't really love the double Wizard's Familiar here, and I don't really love taking a bunch of damage for no reason either. But it's really not even that bad. I don't think we lock for these. Okay, so I do like the Mix-a-Wizzle here as well. And I don't mind at least the Sure Shot. I don't love the Peep. I think we're just going to mix this. I mean, I don't mind Peep now, because it allows us to probably win the fight, though this is against a bot. Maybe we don't really need the baby dragon anymore. I think we can rearrange something like this. And then, in theory, this Godmother should be able to carry us in this fight. I'd like to remain a little bit healthier than I am. And we are going to get a little bit of additional stats on this Peep anyway. From the Mahiri buff, so it's not the worst pickup. I don't love it, typically, on Mahiri. But I really didn't want to take any damage this round if we didn't have to. And I assumed that they were in something like Humpty Dumpty here, so this allows us to stay a little healthier. We've already dealt ourselves 4. We don't really need to, you know, unnecessarily smash ourselves with more damage. I don't mind Shard, but I think I'm going to roll. Familiar plus Crafty free roll maybe is fine. Let's see what treasure we get. Yikes, these are pretty bad. If we want to take this Crafty, we would take the locked chest. I think instead I'm just going to skip. And then I'm going to use the free roll to trigger this. And then I'm going to take the Dancing Sword here. And then we're going to grab the additional Princess Peep. And how do we want to rearrange these? Something like... something like this, maybe. I considered rolling again, but we really wouldn't have been able to buy anything anyway. That's not ideal. We are able to break the egg here, but having a Court Wizard this early on, that's rough. Yeah, we're not going to be able to beat it. Yikes, that sucks. They're so large here. They have a lot of stats on that. We'll take the 2 Lonely Princes here, and then we'll roll. Are we in the market for this Brave Princess? Certainly to flip the frogs. I think we're probably done with this Mim. How do we want to position this then? And do we think that this Earthquake is a good idea here? Alright, well, we're selling this Blind Mouse for this Brave Princess first. It's going to give us a better idea of where our board is at. So this represents 10 attack, roughly. So give up on our Cinderella. I don't think we're running this Mim anymore. So we're going to cast the Earthquake because it buffs our Wizard's Familiar here. I think something like this makes sense to me. Why do they have a 21-19 puff? That's insane. I think we'll be okay as long as we're able to get some good trades here. That's a bit awkward. We win, but we don't get a Slay, which kind of sucks. But we'll take it. Not taking damage here is really important. So, we definitely need more Royals, and we definitely don't hate Romeo. But I think I'm just going to roll away from the rest of this. I'm going to cast the spell because it's free, and then I'm going to roll. P is not what we want. Wow. Well, okay. It's a bit unfortunate. Maybe I should have just bought all the ones in the first shop. It's pretty likely that we're going to take a decent chunk of damage here, I would suspect. Yeah, that was not a good turn. So we're very weak here. I'm going to keep an eye out for any Court Wizards. We're probably not going to be able to beat this Godmother here, especially since the sheeps that they're summoning are like 5x the stats of the rest of our sheeps here. If we can at least get a Slay, that would be nice. Okay, actual fucking disaster. Take maximum damage. We really need to get something going this turn. If we don't, we're basically just dead. I guess we'll pick up another Romeo. Here's a Juliet. That helps some. So I guess we're kind of done with these entirely. Doesn't really make us that much stronger, to be honest. Maybe we're strong enough to beat the Zelhua, however. I do think I'm supposed to Falling Stars still here. I'm trying to decide if I'm supposed to be running the Sure Shot or maybe one of these Peeps instead of the Brave Princess. Or if one of these Frogs should just maybe be a Peep. I think we're going to try something like this. So the one Peep, assuming that it summons two things, is worth about the same as a Frog, but it does spread out some of the stats, which may or may not cost us. It's hard to say. We're going to get ranched by another Godmother here, it looks like. Okay, we get a Slay, which is nice. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this Shadow Assassin. Certainly not like that. So that it's here. If it shoots over at the Romeo, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't matter. The Juliet summons are quite strong. Okay. So this is sort of the turn right here where we need to find one or more triples. Okay, so here's a Peep. So in this spot we can grab Sting, and then we can switch this out. Are we in a position to be able to Prince Arthur? I don't think we are necessarily. All we're scaling is the Princess Peep. Yeah, I really don't think that that's good enough. Okay, here's a Lonely Prince. That's really nice. Okay, we're going to take this Hermes Boots, and we're going to lock. And our goal then is going to be to pick up this Court Wizard. Maybe not for right now, but eventually we're going to want it. We did get a lot stronger that round, so that's nice. That's pretty rough. Okay, and that's good. So that summons on the wrong spot because our backline got messed up. We end up being okay here. Again, not taking damage is of like actual critical importance right now. So we'll grab the Court Wizard. It's not necessarily the strongest in this spot, but I think it's big enough. I actually think I'm going to Burning Palm it and then roll. So here's a Romeo. So we can sell 1, 2, and then we'd end up looking something like this. And then we can put this, I guess we can just leave that. Yeah, the Wizard's Familiar did good work for us, but it's basically time that we need to replace it. Treasure Map is probably better than the Dancing Sword at this point. Because that's going to give us a 5, assuming that this slays. We still want this here so that it could potentially get an extra Sting hit. Okay, so that triggers. So we may have been able to salvage this game. It was looking pretty rough in the first couple of turns. That's good. Unfortunately, the Mummy kills our Court Wizard here. We'll have to see how large our Juliet ends up being. Looks like it's plenty big enough. Okay, that's good. We are almost stabilized. I don't think we're in a super great spot here, but... So we could probably Tree of Life here. Though Sword of Fire and Ice is also good with the Court Wizard. Actually, it's probably Helm. Helm buffs our Court Wizard in this spot. Yeah, I think it's maybe Helm. Giving stats to the Court Wizard is going to help carry us for quite a while. So here's a Court Wizard and another Juliet. Don't really care about the spell. Not giving permanent stats, I'm not terribly worried about it. So I don't really care about this Brave Princess that much anymore. The Court Wizard is certainly really nice. It's possible that this Peep should just be in the front now. And then I should be running double Court Wizard, but I think I'm just going to run one for now, and I'm going to see if I can get some additional health on the Court Wizards. If I can pick up an Aeon, I might, just to get some additional scaling. Probably a bit unnecessary to go all in on Jack's Giant, though I do think the Sure Shot plus the boots here is pretty decent. Are we in the market to be able to nut here? It is almost as big as the Frog Prince. I may just not even worry about it. Galahad is likely bigger than that, so I think I'm just going to ignore it. We'll buy the chicken, we'll roll. Alright, that's really big. So we can grab Forking Rod. I don't really know if there's any treasures that I can replace here. I think I just skip and roll. Maybe Blessing gives stats to both of the Court Wizards. It's kind of interesting, actually. Okay, just roll, though. This is a Lancelot. I think we can lock for it, and I think we do something like this. That was a big fucking scary Doom Breath. Holy shit. They are very deep into 6 here. That is unfortunate. That run out on attacks. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this in this spot here. Though possibly with the Court Wizards. Getting Pigmorph, not the Romeo, please. Okay. Well, that was not the hit. Okay, that'll do. That is really scary, so we're going to need something to protect our... we're going to need something to actually protect us from the big dragon. Obviously, we attack first, which helps. Can't really change my hero power. I don't really think any of this makes sense. Possibly the Merlin's Test. Do we know what the Fallen Angel was playing? Not really. Godmother stuff at one point. So we could Merlin's Test on just one of these Court Wizards. If we do it here, we know where the buff is going to go then. Which I think is fine. I think I just sit here. We're going to trigger the Lancelot. I think we want these Hermes boots. If we get Mimic, I would probably replace Sting. Well, that's not great. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this here. Not with what we've already got, anyway. Maybe if we find Good Boy, we can hope, but this Drax Saber is just going to farm us. Going to need to get rid of these peeps unless we can get a Good Boy. So that was a good hit. That was not a good hit. This can potentially trade. Okay, so we go to 7. Okay, so we probably have to dump the Sting for Hand of Midas and then find Good Boy in order for us to be able to be successful here. Like, obviously I like Sting with Good Boy, but we can maybe plan for Helm. And we definitely want the first attack, given that we know what our opponents are doing. So I think we're just rolling here and not picking up the spells or the chicken. This is Bearstein, not really what we need. We could mix a Whizzle, but just to make sure that we're strong, we'll probably put that in. Good Boy, hello. Okay, here's a Good Boy. Alright, so let's lock, and then let's put this in for now. That's not ideal. Oh, this is a disaster. Like an actual disaster, holy shit. So this trade's here. So we need to attack here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're getting rid of this Mix-a-Whizzle thing. So what we need to do is we need to buff... We need to buff this Court Wizard. Yeah. And then we can do something like this. Let's roll. It's another Romeo. What were they playing? That was the copycat stuff with the big dragon. Ideally, we need a Soul Tack, but the Soul Tack steals the buff, which feels really bad. Well, we might just be dead here. We'll have to see if this actually triggers. Oh no, that's a disaster. Because now they're going to get the full buff here, and we're just going to get destroyed. I don't know if we can get around this Doom Breath then. Oh no. Literal disaster. Holy shit. I cannot imagine a worse outcome. So this gets to kill here. Okay, okay. Alright, that's not ideal. Okay. Alright. Literal disaster averted. Alright, now we're against Gwen here, which is... They were the Mega Trees with the giant back row. So we need a Cupid. Let's take the Sure Shot for sure. grab the Fountain of Youth. I really don't mind it that much, but we really need a Cupid here. This feels a lot like a bait to me. I guess I can't even run a Cupid because I have the good boy. Alright, so basically, here's what has to happen. Is we need to attack first, not into an apple bomb. Okay, that's good. That's actually fine. Okay, then these both get to shoot this thing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, now this gets to hit. Not ideal. But all of our shots are going to get to go off. So this hits here, then this hits here. Okay. Alright, excellent. Okay, and then now we're fighting the Krampus again. So we're going to Pig Morph. We're going to roll. I don't know if there's any way that we can get any bigger than what we're already at. So let me look at their board one more time. So it's literally the 6 unit. So the Pig Morph is really good for us. I think it's maybe this. So that we don't get both of our Court Wizards hit if they attack into this Sure Shot. I'm not sure that this Peep is what I want to be doing, though. It could probably be the Lancelot, and that might be better. I'm going to leave the Peep in. Okay, let's attack first. Make our things huge. Alright, that's great. So they do get to trigger their Friendly Spirit here, which is problematic. Not really a ton that we were going to be able to do about that, but that's a disaster. Okay, so this is going to get to shoot here. This hits here, then that's going to make some bumpers. But we're going to get killed by this Friendly Spirit for sure. Basically, we're going to need to kill these two things before we kill the Friendly Spirit. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, attack right. Okay. Alright, we did it. Some pretty stressful combat at the end there, but we pulled it out. Whew, that was a pretty wild game. Very unexpected result, given kind of how it went. But, you know what? Sometimes Good Boy and Court Wizards gets there. So that'll be 10 points first on Mahiri. Alright. So we will likely be going into the next one pretty soon. I think we were the last game. So we'll probably be going into another one pretty soon here thereafter, I would guess. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, and then 658. Okay, so it looks like we are getting ready to go into another one right away. Looks like